Okay. Okay. So we're so thankful that you're getting on. Oh my God, Ashley Murray. So can you tell us a little bit about like why you started with It Works and how it's just how amazing you are, pretty much.
Yeah, and I have a frog in my throat, so just ignore me.
It's okay.
So Krystin Kirkendall, I joined. This is bad. I joined this business in April of 2014. The previous year in September, I was pregnant with my daughter. She was due in December. I had already decided that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and I quit my job as an insurance agent. My husband was working in the oil field. We were living in Texas. Life was good, making good money and everything. And then when it came closer to my due date, I had to move back to Oklahoma because, you have to go to the doctor every 2 weeks, and it was a 6.5 hour drive one way. And so it was just impossible. And when you're that pregnant, you don't want to drive that much. It's so exhausting. And so I moved back home, and my husband stayed in Texas because he was still working and making money and things like that. Well, he talked to a guy in Oklahoma, and he was like, yeah, this job is like laid out for you when you get here. I know you have your daughter being born, so just whenever that's done with, you can start working. Well, Ella was born, and Tyson had been keeping in contact with him. And then when it came time to Tyson wanting to go to work, the guy would never respond or was just like, oh, I don't have any work for you. And so that's just like the worst feeling to know, like you just had a daughter, you're new parents, and then neither one of us have jobs. And so, and even though he was making good money in the oil field, like the oil field, if any of you guys have ever had people in the oil field, it takes so much money. You have to spend so much money to be in it too. So you're not actually making what you think you're making, So that was super scary. So instantly, and this is December, so he builds fences and metal buildings and things like that. And so he's trying to find odd jobs here and there. My dad owns a construction company, so he's like, referring him left and right. But it's December, it's snowing. Like, who wants to build a fence? Who needs a fence when it's snowing? Nobody really, needs that. So anyways, he works all these odd jobs, and we were barely scraping by. It was so horrible. My parents would lend us money all the time, and that was something I never wanted to do. And so in 4 months of this happening, which is just exhausting, I saw Courtney Lavie or Courtney Tichy posting about a $1,000 bonus. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what she was talking about. I just saw it on Instagram and thought, okay, this is from your phone. I can stay home with Ella, and I can make $1,000 bonus. Like, I could do that. If I could make $500 a month, that would help my husband with, my car payment and our electric bill. So I text her, and I'm like, listen, I need to be on your team. I need one of those spots, and I promise you, I can sell ice to a freaking Eskimo, okay? Like, you need me on your team. And she was like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm so excited. Sure. I'll save you a spot. And so I was pumped, and I was like, Tyson, like, can I do this? Like, are you okay with it? And he's like, yeah, I think you'd be really good at it. So I checked our account, which was very, very sad, but I spent what we had. Like, I think we had like $30 left over or something. It was ridiculous, but I was like, I'm going to make my money back, I promise. And he was all for it. So I joined, and I was actually like one of Courtney's like second or third distributors, I think. I was her second distributor. I didn't know that she was so new, and it was just really funny because we were like ignorance on fire, and neither one of us really knew what we were doing, but we were just running with it. And then, now I'm here, and it's just crazy that all of this happened.
Tell them, and like some of them don't know what rank you are.
Oh, I'm a presidential diamond. I'll kind of walk you through my promotion process because it's kind of crazy at first, but I went ruby in my first week, and I went emerald in my third week. And then I went from that every 30 days, I went diamond, double diamond, triple diamond. So it was just, people are always like, how? I'm like, dude, it's a blur. I don't even know. It was crazy. Like, it was just so much momentum and so many people working. And since we were all so new, I didn't ever have time to think about people quitting. So that never fazed me. I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I'll just replace you with somebody else. Like, I'm not worried about you right now. And like Courtney and I didn't even know like what we were doing. I didn't know what an emerald was. I knew that my chart was full because Courtney had told her that her chart was full. And that was it. Like, we didn't know what emerald was, or she went diamond, I was her emerald for diamond. And it was just crazy. I don't know. I think the month I went triple, I needed like 12 or 13 distributors, and Courtney needed like 27 or something for presidential. And we talked, and we're just like, I think Jade reached out to her and was like, you have this thing called momentum and you don't need to stop. And so we made it happen, and it was just crazy. And then I promoted. So that was in last July. And then this March is whenever I promoted to presidential.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Okay.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Holy moly.
I don't even know. It's just crazy. Crazy.
Okay, so what does your like daily routine look like?
So I'm a stay-at-home mom. I swear that everybody thinks that stay-at-home moms don't do anything with their lives, but sit on the couch or something. That's not true. If you're a mom, that's not true. And I have a toddler, so she's crazy. But I wake up in the morning. My husband thinks that I have to wake up with him and drink coffee at 6:30 for whatever reason. I don't know. If I get up with him, I'm in a bad mood. If I don't get up with him, he's in a bad mood. So I'm just like, I'm not trying to wake up at 6:30, but okay, that's fine. I'll sit here and lay on the couch while you drink coffee. So anyways, I get up early. I make my first post, business or product. Normally I start with a business post. I do a product post in the next hour, because this is all at 7:30 a.m. And then I just continue. I have alarms set on my phone to remind me to post every hour. And then I'm like a big alarm person, so this is going to sound kind of crazy, but then every other hour I have alarms, one for messaging people, like cold messaging, and one for following. So I just alternate between the two all day. And I follow a ton of people all day long, and then I accept them all at night when it's late and I'm laying in bed. And that has worked really well for me. So I just have alarms, and I make time. I'm the type of person that I have my phone on me 24/7. So I'm always doing something, business related, but I also make time for my husband, like 2 hours in the evening. We have our time where I'm not on my phone. He's not on his phone, and I'm not thinking about my business or talking about it or working it, because it was becoming a problem. So now we have that 2 hours that we just hang out, and then I go back to work until 11 o'clock.
I love that. I've noticed though that Courtney Bohr and Courtney Tichy, they post here and there, but you're very consistent with your posting.
Yeah, I am super consistent with my posting, because I think that's when my business has always grown, and I've always gotten interest. I have a lot of people that actually come to me, and that's a good feeling. And whenever I was tried to post a couple times a day, no, that doesn't work. I feel like if I sleep in past 10 o'clock, I'm like, man, everybody's already at work. What am I doing? I didn't even post before they got to work, Yeah. I feel it's really important to me. Oh, that's okay. It's really important for me to, my sister's here. She's like, I have to pee. It's really important for me to post in the morning when everyone can see it, in the afternoon, lunchtime, 1 o'clock, and then at night. That's just my law. I have to do that, because if not, I feel like I'm failing myself, because that's when everybody's looking at your stuff. And I always do my the majority. I know I switch off during the day, cold messaging and following, but my majority of my messaging is done at night between 8 and 11 or 9 and 11, because I feel like that's when I get the most responses, because so many people are on their phones during then.
Right. I have noticed that though. I'm horrible at sleeping in, but if I get up at 7:30, 8 or whatever, I don't know if any of y'all notice this, but whenever you start posting, especially if you do your first post in the morning about how you don't have to get up and go to work that day, you're going to get so many more likes. You're going to get so many DMs about it. So I'm glad that she pointed that out, because that's smart.
Yeah, because there was a time I kind of switched it around what I talk about, but for a couple months straight, every single morning I posted a picture of me snuggling with Ella watching cartoons every morning. It was this is what I'm doing, because someone's going to be seeing that every day, like, oh, yep, here I am going to work again. Here I am dropping my kid off again, and she's still at home with her daughter. So I feel like you just have to keep throwing it in their face, and you have to be on repeat, and you can't be afraid to sound repetitive, because that's what's going to get people's attention.
I love that you said that, because we talked about that today. Someone was talking about live posts, and I said if you're continuing to follow new people every single day, they're not going to see those posts that you posted a month ago or whatever, you know?
Yeah, a lot of times if I had a really good post, I just go back and I just copy and paste it and put on a new picture, you know? Or sometimes I even use the same picture. Like, I just keep using what works. Huh? Okay. Did you finish Big Brother? Yeah. Okay. Just a she nominated 2 people. Oh, okay. Do you guys watch Big Brother?
Yes! Don't tell me what happened.
No, I'm not. I haven't seen the end. I paused it. Bye.
I was like watching it. That's what kind of made me like a little late, because I was like, oh my God, I want to see what happened. And
I've literally watched it since the first season. Like, my family, it's like our ritual. So my sister came over and watched it because my husband's gone.
I told Brock, I was like, you better not delete that. Do not delete that.
Serious business.
Yes. Okay. So how often do you think that you post a day? Would you say like 10?
9 to 12.
Yeah.
If I don't have 9, I'm upset with myself.
Yeah, you
I have to have at least 9. And I don't know if it's that freaking whiteboard I was talking about or what, but I've been, like, even with my posting a lot, like, I'm not really losing followers, and I'm getting a lot of likes on my posts, so I'm doing something right. But I think
did you
the
say
whiteboard. Pick, tap, go.
Oh, I have that. I never use it though.
What?
I'm horrible at it, but I
don't post a picture without that app. It's amazing. Or you can use Insta Size. I don't know if you have that, but that does it too.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I know this answer, but do you cold message? You kind of already said that, but cold message for
There's a black truck in the driveway.
It's scary. Sorry.
It's okay. Do you cold message for LCs and DPs?
Yes. So I kind of have a system, and it's really not by any specific guidelines. It's just my personal opinion. Whenever I'm going through people's Instagrams, I make the decision whether I think they would be a good distributor, a good loyal customer. And normally what I base that off of is obviously like stay-at-home moms, distributor, college girls, or people who have a ton of followers, distributor. I don't always try to base it off that, because whenever I started, I had 100 followers on Instagram and I did fine, but I kind of like, sometimes I don't know, I feel bad for doing that, but sometimes I do.
You just like go through your followers?
Mm-hmm.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. It's really hard sometimes. Like, I start at the bottom and go up because I'm always adding in new followers. So I don't know how to start from the top. That doesn't make sense to me in my brain. So I start from the bottom and go up. And I write down every single person like this on my 100 list. I write down every single person that I'm going to message. And this is crumpled up because my daughter had a hold of it. But I put LC or DT. So I know what I'm messaging them for. And if they respond, I highlight their name. And I don't know if you've seen my binder, but I have like a potential low customer list and stuff, and I add them to that list. But every night I try my hardest. It doesn't happen every night, but I try to make a cold message list, a 100s list, every night before I go to bed, so that tomorrow it's just like, this is
that for you
messaging, and I already have it there. Like, I just type in their name and copy and paste the message. I can send 10 messages in like 15 seconds, you know? Mm-hmm. And then I just, like, it's already done. It takes me maybe like max time an hour at night to do it. And it's so, like, every night that I do it, I'm just like, this is so worth it. It's so worth it.
So you go all the way back through your followers, like to the bottom of your followers, and you write down like 100 people, and you kind of look through their profile to see if you want to message them for LC or DT?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I go through every single profile because I'm terrified of messaging a distributor. I actually messaged one the other day because she didn't have anything about being a distributor on her Instagram. And I'm like, well, maybe you should post more, and maybe then I would know.
I don't know. That too. But how do you get like all the way to the bottom of your list?
How I do it is I pull up Instagram on my computer, just go to Instagram.com, and I just scroll all the way to the bottom. And then on my phone, I search their name and look at their profile. So I'm not going back and forth the entire time.
Wow.
And then I write it down on my list. I'm like an organization freak, okay? So if you have any tips on organization.
No, yeah, I need that because ever since we did that LC training, and I don't know what her name is.
Cassie?
Yeah, and she started messaging her followers.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my gosh, like what? Like I was so scared to do that. And so now I've done that, and it's been helping me get like tons of customers. But
there's so many people that either don't see your post or they're afraid to message you. You know, like Ashley Maritha's always like, I would have never joined this business if someone didn't reach out to me, because she's such an introvert, you know? Like there's so many people like that they're not going to just come to you and be like, I want to join your team.
Which is crazy because she doesn't really like cold messaging.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to use that tonight though, because like when I go to my followers, I feel like I'm just scrolling forever and I can never get like past the people I've already messaged.
I know. And
you said that.
There's times like, cause I always type their name in my messenger to message them, because this is kind of weird, but if you're in your like direct messages on Instagram and you type in their name to message them, it'll show if you've ever messaged them before. But if you go to their profile and click send a message, it's not going to show any previous messages. So then it's like you send it to them, it's like, oh crap, I already messaged them the other day. And you know, if I like mess up or something, or like they told me no a week ago, I don't know. And because sometimes you can't get every single one right, you know, so then you have to go and delete it. But it's just so much easier just to go to your messenger box and do it from there, because it'll show all the messages before.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that, because I do go to their profile and press send message. And
it doesn't show.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be like, oh my gosh, did I message her? And then I'll like send it. And I'm like, oh my God, I messaged her like 3 days ago.
I have a photographic memory. So literally just like looking at their profile pictures, I'm like, I swear I've messaged her before. And then, but there's no messages. And then finally I figured it out. I was like, okay, I can't be doing it like this anymore.
I'm glad you said I'm going to use that tonight. Okay, one of the girls asked, okay, first, like how many customers and distributors do you think you sign like average?
Per month, I normally complete my steps of success at least twice.
Yeah, and you're really good at distributors, right?
Yeah. The past couple months I haven't been as strong. I just feel like they've been harder to get. I don't know if it's me or what, but I'm still signing them, just not as many as I normally do.
Yeah. So how do you get your potential distributors to follow through?
So I am like a big believer on ending everything in a question. I started, I don't know what it was, but I started telling people like whenever they ask how much it is, I say how much it is, kind of what comes in it, and then I'm like, is this something you'd be able to do today?
Yeah, and do that
was terrifying. Because what if they say no, you know, or what if they're like, wow, you're pushy, but it helps me get an answer, yes or no. Like, yes. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to have the distributor signing up right now, and I need to make sure she's doing it.
I know. But while you're talking right now, this girl's signing up to be a customer. So if I look down, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just going to text her real fast and make sure she got it. Sorry. Okay. I'm so glad we're talking about this because I don't want to forget. If you forget, I swear I can talk to you again. Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh, I always end everything in a question. I keep everything simple. I let them ask me the questions for the most part. Like, I encourage them to ask me questions because sometimes I'm like, oh, is this something you'd be interested in? They're like, sure. And so I don't want to just want to be like, it's $99. I'm just like, okay, do you have any questions for me? That way I'm not word vomiting and I'm not telling them too much information because not everybody is agreeing. If you know the colors, not everybody wants to know everything about everything. And so I just keep it simple and let them ask me the questions as much as possible.
That's a good tip because sometimes I'm like, okay, well.
Yeah, and in my notes, like, you guys might do this, I don't know, but I have like different like notes where it's like potential distributors, potential low customers, and so I have scripts in there so I can just go to that file and like write what I need to say, or like product info, like anything like that. So if I have a potential distributor that isn't necessarily following my talking plan, I go to my other messages and figure out like what would be the best way to message that person from something that I've used. And whenever Courtney was talking to me about joining, I knew I was going to join. So as she was talking to me, I was copying and pasting everything she was saying, so I would know what to say to me whenever they messaged me. So I still use her message sometimes too, but it's kind of just like all over the place, but it works.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I was prepared.
So yes, that's such a good idea. Like if you're not using your notes in your phone, you should be, because it's a lifesaver. I literally
waste so much time.
Yeah, most of the time I'm just like copy and pasting. Except if they like ask me a question or something, then I'll be like, for real.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you train your new distributors?
So I first of all, I try to get them to post within like 48 hours of signing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're so excited at that point. I don't know. Whenever I first started, I went home that night and I got on Product Coach, and I just started looking through all the products because I didn't even know there were that many products. And I was just writing down, like, my grandma would like this product, my mom would like this product, my sister, going on and on down the list. And I made that list for each product, and then I just kind of messaged them like, hey, I joined It Works. We have this product. I think you would like it. Do you want to try it? Like, do me a favor. So I sent that out, and that's how I got my first 4 loyal customers. And I don't know, I try to encourage them to do that. Like, first reach out to your friends and family, because they're going to do you a favor. They're going to help you out, and I help them with their first post. I like hold their hand basically for the first 72 hours. Mm-hmm. Help them with their first post. Tell them anything, anybody asks you, like, don't feel like you're asking me too many questions. I encourage you to, because that means you're trying. Like, I really let them know that I don't care if they're blowing my phone up. Because let me tell you, I was texting Courtney every 5 seconds. And even if I knew the answer, it didn't matter. I was still texting her. But I do that. I have them post. And one thing that I do that I think is different is I have them only post about 2 products for their first week. And that's kind of something that I still do at this, like, for me today, because I feel like if you focus on just a couple of products, that gets people interested in those products, instead of here's this new person who joined It Works posting about 20 different products or 5 or 10 different products. And if you're the other person on the other side of the computer or phone, you're overwhelmed. Like, I would be overwhelmed by, well, I don't know, like, doing that, or what is this that she's posting about now? Like, does all this stuff work? Like, what is this? This is crazy. Like, she's posting about all these different things. So I normally have them start with hair, skin, nails, and wraps, because that's the 2 things that I sell the most. And I don't know, it really works. It works for me and it works for them. Like, even now, like I was saying, if I just post about the system for 2 weeks, like, I'm going to get loyal customers on the system. If I just post, and I don't post a lot of before and afters on Instagram.
Yeah.
I just try to do like 1 a day. But I just really, and I encourage them, to post more before and afters in the beginning, because I feel like people need to see results. And so I have them do that. I offer a free It Works t-shirt if they get their first 4 loyal customers in 72 hours.
I do that too.
Yeah, it does happen sometimes, but not always. I don't know if you have the 72 hours plan, 4 loyal customers in 72 hours plan.
Mm-mm.
I send that to them. Another thing that I do is, like, I have all this new DT stuff in my notes. The first thing I ask them are like, okay, so what are your goals for this company? Are you just wanting some extra money, wanting to be able to help support your family, wanting to take it to the top? That way I know, like, that helps me know where to place them, for one. Somebody who just wants to order products or isn't really sure, like, that's $400 for me. Somebody who says they want to take it to the top, like, that's a promoting leg if that's what I need. So that helps me know where to put them. I send them Jade's Sealing the Deal video for loyal customers, because that's, whenever I learned how to talk, I'm not kidding, I was saying all the wrong things. I was still signing family, but whenever I changed it to that, I literally signed 10 loyal customers that day. So it helped. It was like magic in my hands. I send them an example of their Ruby chart. I show them, like who they are, what they need to be Ruby, because I feel like it's confusing, and I just kind of lay it out like in the simplest way I possibly can. And then, let's see, I have like a little message that's like recommended posting for best results, and it kind of explains the 3-3 rule. And that's really all. Like, I don't send them a welcome email. I feel like that's overwhelming to a lot of people. I would never read that entire email myself. I'm just not gonna happen. So, and I don't send all this at once. I just kind of like inch it in there, like a little bit at a time, so they're not like, what are you doing? You're freaking me out. But I was like, if I'm overwhelming you, tell me. Like, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. I want you to understand this. So I just really work with them and try to figure out the best way, because everybody's so different. You just have to read their personality. I don't know. I have a distributor that's signing people, but she literally hasn't talked to me since like the second day. So I'm just like, okay, keep doing what you're doing. But I'm like, hey, how are you? Like, no response. I'm like, all right. I always try 5 times. I try to reach out to them 5 times. And after the 5th time, if they don't respond to me, then I just move on.
Do you ever do like, we were doing a call with Megan Kulik the other day, and she was saying how she does like Zooms or FaceTime with them right when they sign up. Do you do that, or do you just through your phone, like texting?
I did that once. That's the girl who won't talk to me anymore. So apparently it didn't go over well for me. And it was so awkward. Like, I know Nayara does that, and it works awesome for her, but it was so awkward. I was just like, hi, like, I've never met you my entire life, and we're going to FaceTime, and I don't have any makeup on, and it's weird, and I don't know what to say to you. Like, it was just so awkward because I couldn't. And I'm a person, I can talk to anybody. That's not the problem. I don't know what it was. It was just like, I don't know what to say. I'm just like word vomiting on her. And I just wanted to hang out. And I was like, okay, I'm going to let you ask me some questions because I have no idea what I just even said. So I don't know. It did not go well for me, but if you can do it, like, I think it does work for people, but it does not work for me.
Yeah.
Like, go watch my videos on my page. Like, go watch my videos and learn how to work eSuite. I'm not FaceTiming you ever again. Like, this is not happening. So bad.
Okay, so your team is pretty amazing. So how do you keep your team motivated and help them achieve goal? Like, when they set a goal, how do you help them achieve it in the time that they said they're going to do it?
I stay on their butts about it. I throw it in their face all the time. I'm kind of like, okay, so I always explain this. I don't know how else to put it, but whenever Courtney first signed me up and I had a team, she would be like, how's your team doing today? And I'd be like, oh crap, I better ask them because I haven't talked to them today. Like, I need to give her an answer. She's my upline. So I would immediately start texting them like, hey, how are you doing? How's your team doing? How's this going? And then I would be like, oh, Courtney, so-and-so's doing this and so-and-so's doing that. And it kept everybody, because I guarantee you, like, for sure, Brandy, she wouldn't just reach out to somebody. So I'd be like, how's your team doing? I'm sure she was doing what I was doing. Like, oh, how's your team doing? And it just like kept everybody in contact with everybody. And I don't think Courtney knew she was doing that, but that's just what happened, especially, or when she messaged me, that's what happened. Yeah. So I talk to my leaders. I don't talk to my entire team or everybody that I've enrolled, obviously. That's another thing I was going to say earlier. After 72 hours of me walking them through how to get started and everything, that's when I introduce them to their upline. I don't just throw them out there because I feel like that's, I don't know, like, they signed with me, and so I want to be able to train them and coach them, and then I want to put them in my leadership's hands so that they can help them more, Yeah. But anyways, so I stay on them. I just simply say, like, hey, how's your team doing? Some people have attitudes, and they say, you can check your downline activity, and so obviously I don't ask them that anymore. But most people are like, oh, they're good. Like, so-and-so's working on this, so-and-so's working on that. In my team page, I don't do a lot of, like, I do training videos and things like that, but what I'm mostly doing is I'm telling my team every day what I'm doing. Like, hey, I just messaged this many people. I give them numbers. I'm like, hey, I messaged 100 people today. I got 8 responses. Out of those 8 responses, 2 of them were a yes, and neither one of them signed up. Not to discourage them, but to let them know that their hard work is not, it's not just them who's not getting responses. Like, I'm not getting responses, but that doesn't mean they're going to come later. I'm like, how Jade always says, like, 3 months later, like, this is going to pay off for you. And I'm a huge believer in that. So I just try to tell them, like, this is what I'm sending out. This is what people are responding to. This is what people aren't responding to. I just like really, really show them how hard I work every day, because I feel like people don't understand what it takes to go diamond and presidential and things. Like, it is really hard. And I know it's social media and it's, you know, on your phone, but it's still hard. You know, it's so fun though. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm dying, I don't want to ever want to do this again. It's fun, but you just have to know what to do, and you have to be diligent and consistent.
I'm glad that you say that, because I think I'm always like stressing to my team, you have to be consistent. Just do it.
Oh my God. I say it so much to my team, like they just ignore me now, I think.
I just started like a 90-day push for my team. And so sometimes I'll just post on there and I'll be like, boom hour, let's cold message 100 people. Like, let's get it done, you know? And I think that kind of helps their, you know, now they're like, oh, I just did a boom hour. So,
yeah.
Well, you kind of already answered that. So, okay. So whenever you sign customers, do you stay in contact with them, since you're very like organized?
Yes, ma'am. So I sign a little customer, I have a planner. So say, what's today, the 23rd? I sign somebody today. So in my calendar, I write message Jessica, July 20th, 3 days before their auto ship, about greens that she ordered. So then I'm like, hey, do you like your greens? And that gives them time to respond to me and still have time to change their order if they don't like it. And then after their 3 months is up, I tell them, you know, if you're a loyal customer for 6 months, you get 50 free perk points. If you're a loyal customer for a year, I think it's 150 free perk points. That's just something that, you know, you can think about if you want to change your auto ship at any time. Also, if you're interested in the business opportunity, I'd love to talk to you more about it. And then I just leave it at that, and go from there. And I normally email it, or if I have their phone number, I text it. Or really just, I guess, however I talk to them.
Do you think that helps you like keep customers longer?
Yeah, and I didn't do this the whole time. I haven't always done this, but it has helped me because, you know, I think about it. I was thinking about it, and I was like, how many distributors have I signed that were loyal customers before, and not with me, but they didn't want to sign with who they ordered from because the person never talked to them after they signed them. And I'm like, I don't want that to happen to me. You know, like, you have all these loyal customers. Those are potential distributors eventually. And sorry, I'm choking myself. I always tell my team, my first 12 loyal customers, 11 of them are now distributors. So I feel like a lot of customers do become distributors in my experience. And so I think that it's just so important to follow up with them.
Oh my gosh, I'm mind blown already, because I do not keep in contact at all.
And I send thank you notes too. I just know from the previous month, because I keep track of my steps to success and everything in my binder, and I just go through the next month and I just send them thank you cards, like basically thank you for being a distributor. Sometimes I send like greens powders, you know, and tell them how to use them. I don't always do that, but if I have them, I do, or if I have extras. But it doesn't take much time, and I think that they appreciate it. So,
do you think that helps with like declines?
Not right now. I don't think anything helps with declines right now.
I am so low, but I meant like if you are messaging them, like that they reply, or
yeah, I think that if you're keeping in contact with them, then you have a better chance of messaging them about declines instead of I never talk to you until I want your money. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe, I'm sure not everybody looks at it that way, but that's just kind of what would go through my head. Like, all right, well, I'm not going to message you back because you don't even talk to me and you don't even know if I like the product. So that's just what goes through my head.
Oh my gosh, I need to do that. Even for me, oh my gosh, I'm mind blown already. I need to show them I've never showed them your video about organize your binder. I need to show
it. You just want me to go through it real fast?
Oh yeah, if you can.
Okay. If you want me to, I don't care.
Yes, y'all, but watch this. If you're on your, I guess you can't see it if you're on your phone, but seriously, you're going to be like mind blown.
Let me go grab it. It's in the living room. Just 5 seconds.
I've seen it and it's amazing. I wish I was that cool.
I know, it's so funny because I just did this, I don't know, whenever I first started. And Courtney came over and she's like, what is this? Like, what did you do? I'm like,
Did you do it?
I don't know. I didn't think it was anything special, but okay. So this is my binder. Goes everywhere with me. My car, I don't care where I'm going. This is there. On the front, it's just like a regular binder. Everyone always asks me what size. I don't know. It's just normal. Like that's the weirdest question. I don't know. I'm not a details person. So 2016, I have all my goals, like basically what's on my, and I have my dream board. I wish I could show you, but on my computer. My goals. So the first thing I have in there, and I have these little tabs. So my first one is my compensation plan. That's just for me to go back to and look because I still have questions, you know, like especially the more you go up, the more like levels and everything. I'm like, okay, hold on, let me check that because I have no idea. And then my next group is my 100s list group because I keep track of everything, and I have all my 100s lists.
When you cold message, you just put them in there after you cold message them? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Mark them off as I message them, and then, like I said, if they respond, I highlight it, and I add them to my potential loyal customer list, which is next. So I'm just going to take this out because I don't want to try to hold it up. This is literally from the first week that I started, like no lies. So this is my potential loyal customer list. I tried doing it on my phone. That wasn't working for me. So it has their name, how I talk to them, text, Facebook, Instagram, and what product they're interested in. And if their name is highlighted, then they became a loyal customer. If not, then every Friday I'm following up with every name that is not highlighted. And it makes my life so much easier because I don't have to scroll through all of my messages. That would just give me anxiety. But I just literally message every person who isn't highlighted on there.
So does that help you, like, for example, like right now when we're doing BOGO, do you just go through your list and message all those people?
Yeah, even the loyal customers too that are highlighted because
oh my God,
they can order, you know, as a one time. So yeah, I do that. So, and then I have the same thing for distributors. And on the top I write the year which I've only been in a year, but I wrote 2015 on these just so I know how long it's been. But I write their name and how I contacted them. Like I said earlier, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And if it's Instagram, by the way, I write their Instagram name because you can't always search them by their actual name. So I just write, some of their names are so crazy. It's funny, but okay. And then my next tab, I just made these all in Word. Like I made my own steps to success because I can't handle that it doesn't have another place for a distributor on there, on the It Works one. So I have let me see if I can find here is Steps to Success. It has 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors. I try to do it twice a month, so I put twice on there. And in February, I did really, went crazy somehow. And so I just make copies if I need to. And apparently I thought July was going to be a good month because I have 2 of those. So maybe so. And then the last tab is my charts. I have every chart ever in here.
So is that for every person on your team?
It's kind of both. I'm a charting freak. So before, I'll ask my team, send me your charts, and then I'll chart it before they even send it to me. So I just kind of have it there, especially when I'm promoting, I'm like, I have to have this. And I highlight their names whenever they get to 400. That was my presidential, so that I know, whenever they get to 400, I know who's left. So that helps me a lot.
If they're not working, do you still highlight them?
If they're at 400, I do. That's just all the 400 boxes that I don't have to worry about anymore.
But what if they're not the next month? Do you go back and recheck it each month?
Well, I rechart a lot. So, I rechart a lot because, if they're not working, there's a chance that I place a distributor under them or, went with somebody else. I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's kind of a good question, but I don't even know what I do. I just rechart all the time, like I'm obsessed. Actually, chart. But it keeps me motivated. Like, that's really what it keeps me so motivated, because when I see my chart, I'm like, okay, that puts a goal, like a vision in my mind. So I try to rechart. And then in the back, I just have like notes from calls and videos and things that I watch, and I just keep all my notes in the back. And that is my binder.
I need to do it.
Yeah, you should. Oh my gosh, you should. It's so easy.
I mean, how
do you keep track of your people then?
Huh?
How do you keep track of your people? Do you scroll through your messages?
I have their names in my phones. Like on my calendar, if I was going to sign them up that day, I'll put like their Instagram name, LC or DT. And so then like on Fridays, I go to my calendar and I'll like search LC, and it'll bring up all of them. And then I can go, like, let's say I'm just going to text them. Well, if I see on there that I change, like when they sign up, I change their name in my phone to, let's say, like Sarah White LC. So
yeah, me too.
Already signed up. So, I mean, it's not very organized, but for me, it
works for you. Yeah.
But
and
this is a good idea.
You could do this on a computer too, like in an Excel sheet. I'm just like I have to write it down. It makes me feel accomplished. I don't know. Like, I'm also the person that's like making lists, checking things off my list every day.
So I've been talking to my team about how important it is to have your chart like updated all the time. How do you feel about that?
Oh my gosh, yes. Because things change so fast, like declines, or, people cancel their accounts without telling you. I'm a freak about it. I check it like crazy. And my numbers, like if I project, like try to do low customers and project their volume for the 25th or whatever, I'm always off. I'm always like, they have more than what I add. I don't know what I do wrong, but so I'm going to try to explain this. Whenever I was going presidential, I got this brilliant idea to make an Excel sheet with everyone that was promoting under me and their teams, who they needed to be at 400, who wasn't already at 400, typed their names, wrote down what volume they needed, and had it calculate what each leg needed and what I needed total. Mm-hmm. So every time someone would sign a little customer or anything like that, I would just update it. And so I always knew how close I was. So you can do that with any, like even, if you're going for Ruby, have their names and just keep, changing their number every time they sign a low customer, or their volume, gets closer to 400, and it gives you like a visual and a number in your head, which you can do that on a chart too. But the bigger your chart gets, I felt like that was so much easier than going through my chart, and the presidential chart's like this big. So it's like, how am I going to write all these numbers on there? So that helped me a lot. I don't know if that would help y'all, but
that's a good idea, because I am like a charter, but I'm horrible at like, I try to keep it updated when I'm going for promotion, but I think it would help me if I'm like,
sorry, I thought some stranger was in my house. I guess my husband's home and I didn't know he was coming home.
Oh!
Here, I almost had a freaking panic attack. Okay, sorry.
So I just think like my problem, like right now, I'm kind of like just double diamond. I need to be like charting higher up so I continue to do it,
Yeah, that's what keeps you motivated. What? Oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me? What is that?
Concrete.
What?
Oh.
Psycho? He just bought those shoes like literally like 3 days ago.
I mean, good thing it's presidential.
Gosh, like, another new pair of shoes.
Okay, so what's your best advice to continue promoting?
Charting.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's crazy, but it's so true, because like after I went presidential, which wasn't that long ago, but still I was kind of stuck for a couple months, and I know it's because I didn't chart. As soon as I charted, I was fired up. I was pumped up, ready to go. I knew how many spots I needed to fill. I was telling everybody what they needed, how to get to their next promotion, and I was excited. And it was just because I charted. But also just like never losing contact with your teammates, not just like, oh, you promoted, so I'm done talking to you. Like, always talk to them and figure out what their goals are, what they're reaching for next, and always stay in communication with your team. Always.
What do you say to, like, let's say there's someone on your team who they've been trying to promote like month after month and it just continues to slip by? So what do you say to them?
They've been charted, or?
Yeah, let's say they have enough people on their team, and I'm like, okay, come on, you can go Emerald, but it just keeps slipping by. So what do you say to them?
I actually had that situation happen to me like yesterday. So I have been trying to help this girl or get this girl to go Ruby for, I think it's been like 3 months or something. And she's been working really hard at signing low customers. But then by the time she gets these filled, these are gone. And so finally yesterday I was like, hey, you're going Ruby this month. It's going to happen. Let's get a game plan. Tell me what you need. Like, just what do you need from me? What do you need help with? She doesn't need distributors. She already has distributors. So obviously she's having a hard time with low customers. I don't know. She's still signing them, but she just isn't getting there. And I was just like, what do you need from me? And so that she was like, I'm so happy you asked, like, ask me these questions. And we just like talked it through, and she signed like 2 low customers today. So it's like, just really like letting your team know that you believe in them is a big deal, because they may think like, oh, like I haven't promoted this many times. Like she's probably given up on me by now. Like I might as well just stop. And knowing that you're just like, okay, I know you've been working hard and it hasn't happened for you, but it is going to happen for you. And I just want to help you do that. So what can we do? So anything like that, it's just like encouraging them and letting them know that you still believe that they're going to promote, even if, they're further away than they were when you talked last time.
I love that. Do you do do you get on video with them and like go over charting, or do you just like send them the chart?
If they ask me, I'll usually offer, like if they don't understand charting, or if they send me their chart, I always check it because it's not always right. Yeah. I've been doing a top 10, and like in my top 10, I've been including, I want you to chart your next promotion, because not everybody knows how to chart. And when you ask them, they're like, okay, I don't know how, and so then you can help. But I'm always like, just send me your chart. That's just always what I say. And if they're like, well, I don't know, I'm like, well, let's get on a Zoom. I can literally walk you through it through eSuite. Or if they do send me a chart and the numbers are off, I'll check it and then tell them like what they were missing or what was off about it. So
do you teach them like where to place each month? Or do they kind of already know?
Yeah, I always make sure to get your people fast start qualified first and foremost, and then filling whoever's closest to 400 to 400. Getting everybody who's the closest done and out of the way, and then working on, even if they have 0 volume, like work on them last.
I love that.
Unless you need to get them for fast starts, but.
Good idea. I like that. Okay, that's all the questions I have. I guess I'm going to open it up and just see if anyone has any questions for you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for Krystin?
Don't be shy.
Yeah, seriously, she taught us so much. I'm like ready to go. I want to go get a binder right now.
I know. That's all I was gonna say is no. She was freaking awesome. I loved it. Like that. She was so clear. She was specific, and it works. And it, that was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess I am specific because that's what Brooke said. She was like, I feel like some people just say what they do, but you actually told us like explanation, like how to do it. And she's like, I'm so excited. I didn't even know that about myself until I guess now, because you're the second person that's told me that. That's good though. That's
It's probably like part of you being so organized, I'm sure.
Yeah, I just want to understand.
I'm just mind blown about how organized she is. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine like our team is going to explode if we did that?
My husband is like, okay, you're not organized in real life, so I don't understand. Like, this is not fair. Why can't you be organized with real life? Because I'm not about, like, oh, everything has to be perfect and clean. And I'll pick it up tomorrow. It's fine.
I'm so glad you got on. You taught me even a ton.
That's so good. I'm excited. I like doing these. It's fun to like learn from different teams and stuff. So I'm happy to do it. And you're welcome.
Does anyone have any questions? If not, we're going to get off here and just thank her. She was amazing.
Thanks, Krystin.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, guys.
You answered every question that I had and then some. So
good. That's always a bonus. Oh, and one more thing. If you guys are into personal development at all, you have to read You Are a Badass.
Oh, I just bought that.
Every day, I'm like, this is me. This is me. She's talking to me. This is in my life right now. Like, this is it works. This is everything that my team needs to know. This is what I need to know. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm in love. I'm like not even on page 100 yet, but I try to read like 10 pages first thing in the morning, and it just gets me like pumped up, and I'm just like, wow, like she's talking to me right now. So it just relates to anybody who owns or like struggles in any kind of business. It's just awesome. I love it.
What do you say to people? Okay, I'm just going to keep asking her questions to somebody else.
I don't care.
What do you say to people who are
Huh?
Who's the author of the book? It's You're a Badass?
You Are a Badass.
It's on Amazon.
Gosh, it's a girl. I don't know.
I got it. I did it. It's on my counter.
Mine's in my car because I was reading it in my car today.
I will be getting my binder together tonight. Can we do a Zoom where you can show me how to chart so I can know what I'm doing?
Yes.
I don't think I'm doing this right.
I have a video over it, actually. It's Jim Sincero. It looks like this. Jim?
Oh, I was like, no, it's a girl.
Yeah. It's really cute.
You can order it. I order mine on Amazon because I order everything on Amazon. But you can buy, like, if you have an iPhone, you can download like the preview or whatever, and you can read like, I don't know, 20 pages or something. And that's what I did while I was waiting for mine to come in.
Oh my gosh, I need to get into it.
Oh gosh, it gets so good. If you can read a like her chapters are short. If you can read a chapter a day or 2 chapters a day, like it'll help.
So I have one more question. Okay, the other day I just went on this wild spree. Y'all are doing these 100 lists, just 100 people a day. I went and did 465 people.
Yeah.
And I just went on this spree, and I got in my car. Before I left the house, I did like 30 people. Just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And then I got in my car and drove to the first destination. And before I went in, because I timed myself to have 10 minutes in my car before I had to actually go in to where I was at. So I did a few more. And then I did what I had to do there and got in my car and did some more. And I drove to the next place because I'm driving back and forth almost all day. Mm-hmm. And then in between classes, I got to where Facebook just stopped me. So do y'all ever just go that far, or do you just do 100 a day? I mean, 'cause I just bombarded everybody.
Well, I don't do a lot on Facebook. I don't know about Krystin. I'm not.
I really suck at Facebook because I don't have very many friends that aren't distributors. Like I was going through last night messaging all people on Facebook, and I was just going like typing in A and going through so I know who distributors are, and I'm like, wow, like I probably have like 5 friends that aren't distributors. But
Yeah.
But on Instagram, for example, I really try hard not to message more than 100 because I don't want my account to be like deleted or on timeout or an Instagram jail or whatever they put you in.
I've been blocked 3 times.
It really is Instagram jail. It's scary.
I've been blocked 3 times.
Yeah, you can't. That's why I alternate my messaging and following every other hour because I'm like, I'm not getting blocked from this. Like, don't know what I'll do with my life. So,
because you can't find any new ones for like 2 days. So I'm like,
you can't follow anybody. Yeah. So I don't know how Facebook is. I don't know if they're gonna like put you in Facebook jail. I think they might.
They did. Well, they blocked me for about 12 hours, and I couldn't send messages to nobody but y'all, my little VIP group. Anybody that I had sent anything to that had to do with, hey, you want to try the crush? You want to, hey, we're doing the BOGO? I don't know what happened, but it was like only 3 people I could message, and everybody that I sent the full message to, I couldn't see anything. And then I started, they finally let me do something. I started getting responses like, well, what do we get for free? And I was like, well, you can get a box of refs free if you buy a box. They were like,
I think that, like, if that's BOGO, that's a different story. But another thing for me is, like, I don't want to send the same message to 400 people in one day, because what if that message doesn't work well, and then I'm just like, man, like I just sent that and no one's going to respond. But if I like do a little bit at a time and I like work my way, I figure out what works and what people respond to, and then I know like what to use all the time, if that makes sense.
Do you send like one message, or do you
I have
one message?
I have 5 different ones in my little memo thing, and I'll pick like the first round batch. I'll try them. I'll try the first one, and I'll just do that. And then the next batch, I'll try them, and then I'll wait a week or two, or a week before I send another, and I'll swap it. I'll look at what I sent them, and I'll change the message to something different. Hey, blah, blah, blah. I'm building my portfolio, or hey, we've got this special going on, or, whatever's happening. I don't send the same one to the same person.
Yeah.
I sent them that last week. I change it to something totally different. And I might even change the way I'm saying it.
But Beverly, what she's saying is if that message doesn't work in general, then you've already kind of used it for those 400 people.
Okay.
If you send a little bit at a time, then you'll see what people are responding to, then you'll know which one to go with.
And I know it sounds kind of weird, but like people, it's all about wording. Like you can change one word and it can change how many responses you get. And that's not an exaggeration. Like it's all about how you word everything.
I was going to ask you, let's say someone on your team says they're just not confident enough. What do you say? Because for me, I'm like, I tell my team all the time, like, tell yourself you are a badass every day. I mean, all of y'all can say that I say that, but what do you tell them if they think that they're not confident?
I'm like, what are you afraid of? Like, I need to know why they're not confident. Like, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid that people are going to judge you because those people aren't paying your bills? Do you know the people who block you on Instagram and Facebook, they're not paying your bills. They're not helping your family out. Like, you're doing this for you. You have a reason why you joined. This is not their problem. Like, who cares? Because I can tell you, like, I've lost friends that I've been friends with my entire life. I've been blocked by people who I thought were my friends my entire life, and I just, at first it kind of stung and it kind of hurt my feelings, but I was like, wow, like I should have gotten rid of them a long time ago. And I had no idea that they were just like poison in my life, and this business like showed me who my real friends are and who isn't. And so I always just tell that, like, they're not paying your bills, who cares? And I literally tell myself that, like, I'm blocked, okay. So I have, that app that tells you when someone blocks you or unfollows you. I'm like, they're not paying my bills. They're not paying my bills. And I give myself like 30 seconds to get over it, and then I move on.
I know. You'll see like a friend block you and you're like, oh.
I'm like stabbed to the heart. Like I get my feelings hurt so freaking easily. And so I'm like, man, like there's this guy that's Tyson's friend, and he goes on our ski trip. We go on every year, and he freaking unfollowed me, and I let him have it whenever I saw him on the ski trip.
Oh my gosh.
Your post, I said, I don't care, just keep on scrolling. That's rude. But people will, you just have to, and I just tell them, I'm like, guys, I literally been friends with this girl since we were like 4, and she blocked me and everything, and it was because of it works. Like, her bad, I don't know. Huh?
Did you talk to her?
No, she won't talk to me. She was a distributor, decided she'd rather be a distributor with someone else, and so, or not someone else, but a different company, and then completely like, bye, Felicia, I don't know. I was like, this is weird, but okay.
That's why I agree with what you said. Like, you learn who your true friends are when you join a business, especially if you're like real passionate about it, and they like see that you're not going to give up on it. Like I was telling my team, like there's still people out there who are like waiting for me to quit.
Same, yeah. There's people who still think I don't make any money.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're like, hello, I'm making a lot of money over here.
It's just gonna keep on. But I don't care. I'm just like, okay, like that's good for you. Like if that's what makes you sleep at night, then yay. I don't know what to tell you. Like I just don't put up with it, to be honest. Like I feel like the older I get, the nicer I get, but the less I put up with people's crap. I'm just like, I don't care. Like I have to do what's best for my family. And if I sat around and worried all day what everybody thought of me, I would have failed a long time ago. You know? And someone was like messaging me from a different team or something, and she was like, I just don't know how to get over my fear of like just doing it. I'm like, just do it. Just, I don't know. Like, it doesn't make sense to me because that's just not me. I'm just like, I'm going to do it. And,
What's your
What's
your color?
I'm like reddish blue.
That's red, for sure.
I have a lot of blue in me because I'm a partier. Like, I'm not a rap partier, but I'm just like, oh, I love to have people at my house. And just like, you know, if you tell me to invite people over, I'll have 30 people at my house. My husband, like, we'll just be sitting down on a Friday. We're like, hey, let's invite all of our friends over just randomly. And I don't know. It's just, that's the blue in me, I guess, but not a green.
I love that. We were talking about colors last night, and I'm like, I'm a total red. Like, if I'm not doing well, then I can, like, push myself to do it. But there's some people out there who, like, need the push, you know?
Yeah, I have, like, the girl under me who's my double, I have to push her. Like, I have to push her, or else she's not. And she's like, I just need you to be on my butt. And I'm like, okay, like, do you not have self-motivation? Like, she's like, I just don't, like, you know, like, she wants it, but she's not like me. She's so, like, polar opposites, but I think that's why they get along. I don't know. I like pushing people.
Me too. I don't hurt my feelings, so.
Yeah. One girl told me, sorry, this is so off the topic, but one girl on my team was like, you're too harsh. It really just hurt my feelings. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I read it and I was like, is this harsh? Like, no, I didn't think it was, but apparently I'm really sorry. And she was like, I'm crying. I'm like, no, cry.
Oh my God.
Like, I swear, I think you're awesome. You have to learn these things for yourself sometimes. You've been doing this for a year and you ask me the same questions every day and I can't take it anymore.
I'm so excited. I hope everyone learned a ton. I even learned a ton. And I hope every single one of y'all have a spot on the cruise so we can meet her. I can't wait.
Yes.
Oh.
Bring your binders. We'll have a binder party. I'm just kidding.
Really the best.
I got a case of binders because I get my school supplies sent to me every semester for free by the case.
You got this.
Wow.
You can have like 20 binders if you get so busy.
Yeah, my friends, I don't know what they were thinking, which I love them to death. They're like, you know, when I left the marketing firm, they were like, Deb, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to school, chick. I'm doing what I want. And then she said, well, okay, what are you going to take? What do you need? And I posted on Facebook, hey, I'm taking all donations for school supplies. I need this, and this. And all of a sudden, 3 days later, I got 2 big old file boxes with everything. I had flash drives, binders, papers. I mean, it was like.
Everyone say cheese. I want to take a picture.
Hey, cheese. I'm like in a rush tonight. Woo.
All right, let's get off here since her husband just got home. I'm sure she wants to spend time with him. Thank you so much for being on here. Seriously.
Thank you guys. I like seeing y'all's pretty faces, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Hi, lady.